Welcome back. We are working on business planning throughout the entire month of October, and I'm super thrilled that you've come back. Today, what we're going to be focusing on is the one-page business plan, which is going to help you move your business forward. Here's the thing. You've looked back, you've dissected, you've analyzed what you've done for this year, and you've talked about the highs and the lows in your business, and then what you did is you came up with the gap. What is it that you need to be able to bridge from now until the end of the year? You've reset for Q4 and determined as to whether or not this is the point where you throw in the towel, or this is the 90-day sprint where you can actually make impact and make a difference in your business. You've even created a 10-year letter that'll help you cast the vision so that you can better understand the direction that your business is heading to. But now, here's the real question. How do we connect that big vision, our gap, and the postmortem all together to do things every day for 2026? So most business plans are about 20 pages long. We do them every year, we shove them in a drawer, and then we're never going to look at them again. My goal is for you to be able to use your business plan on a day-to-day basis. And so I want this to be a one-pager for you, something super simple. It is a one-page business plan, and we're going to use AI to help you build it. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through the framework that I use with my clients for the one-page business plan, and you'll have something that you can use throughout the year. So I want you to start at the top. I want you to think about your vision. What is your North Star vision? This is where your 10-year letter actually comes to the point where you figured out where you're going to end up in 10 years, and we're going to condense that into 2 to 3 sentences to just kind of shorten it up. So for example, in 10 years, I'm going to be running a $5 million business with 12-person team. My systems are in place. My operations are in place. I have a dedicated marketing person. I have a dedicated admin team. I spend summers traveling with my family. I have freedom and flexibility in my schedule. I'm in my best health, my best shape, and I'm recognized as a leader who develops people. So that's the 2 to 3 sentences, for example, that you can use to just extract from your 10-year letter and make sure that you can push that forward for yourself. Now, here's the thing. If you have your 10-year letter, go ahead and upload that into whatever AI tool that you prefer to use, whether it's Gemini, whether it's ChatGPT, whatever you prefer to use, and I want you to use this prompt. Now, I want you to remember that you have to give it some context and give it some background. So I want you to tell it to act like a professional business coach and analyze this 10-year vision and summarize it into 3 concise sentences, highlighting the most important and most valuable points, making it inspiring but practical, written in plain business language. So that's the prompt you're going to use. And you're going to put that in and you're going to get the output, which is going to be about 2 to 3 sentences. And that'll shorten the workload for you. And it's also going to give you maybe a little bit of perspective on what your letter is. Now I'm going to give you a bonus. I want you to continue that chat and say, based on this 10-year letter, I would like for you to identify key areas that I may have missed that are opportunities for me to reevaluate in my life and business right now. And then it's going to spit out some opportunities for you to be able to look at so that you can maybe determine, is there something that you missed in your vision, or does your vision need a little bit of refinement? Once you've gotten that North Star goal, that goal that's going to pull you forward, pull your business forward, what we want to do is we want to break it down into 3 individual steps. Now, these are actual checkpoints that are going to keep you on track. These 3 individual steps are going to be 3-year goals. It's going to be annualized. And so we can say, for example, as a benchmark, we're going to hit a revenue of $2 million annually. We're going to have a team of 5 full-time hires. And in our systems, we're going to have a fully working CRM and marketing platform and automated social media tools. So you could specify that, but what we want to do is actually create benchmarks. So continuing the chat in AI, what we're going to say is, based on this 10-year vision, I'd like for you to break it down into 3-year milestones, into measurable milestones that I can attain within a 3-year period in terms of revenue, team size, systems, marketing, and impact. And then go and see what the prompt is going to give you. And you're going to have a full breakdown of what your 3-year goals are going to look like. That makes things a lot more attainable because then we can break it down further. Next, we're going to look at our 1-year priorities. I want you to get more tactical, and I want you to understand that your 3-year goals give you that medium-term view, but it's not as practical and not as usable as the 1-year goal. So when we look at the 1-year priorities, I want to look at the 3 to 5 priorities that we're going to put into place, which is going to bridge the gap from where you are right now to where you need to be in 3 years. Here's the thing. By casting the 10-year vision, when you read that over and over again, you start to realize that things start coming true, and it's kind of like a self-made prophecy. You start seeing the reality of these things coming true, and your business plan starts coming to life. Very often when we have these things written down, you're actually able to accomplish what you set out to accomplish in 10 years in a much shorter period of time. So break this down further. Let's get 3 to 5 priorities that you need to hit this year to move towards your target. So it could be, for example, hire 2 salespeople, hit $750K in revenue, launch a referral program. And what I want you to do is I want you to go back into the AI conversation and say, given this 3-year checkpoint, I would like to identify the 3 to 5 most important priorities that I need to be focusing on right now in the 2026 year to make sure that I'm on track to hit these 3-year goals. We're going to talk about quarterly actions because this is where people mostly get stuck. There's this disconnect, and it's a natural disconnect between the annual goal and then what we need to be doing every single day. So I want you to imagine that we're going to take those 3 to 5 priorities that we just came up with, and we're going to break them down into quarterly goals. Now we want to adjust them for seasonality because you and I know both, depending on the industry that you're in, seasonality is going to be a little bit different. Now everybody goes through very obvious seasons. For example, Thanksgiving week, Christmas and New Year's. Those are obvious seasons. But in different industries, sometimes we have a season that's a little bit busier than others. And so that's something that you need to really consider for your business because implementation is going to be in those quieter seasons as we mix that together with our lead generation plan. So I want to think about how you can get unstuck from there and how you can stop from focusing on the annual plan and really breaking that down into 90-day chunks. So for example, you might want to finalize your hiring pipeline or work on your job description or close 150,000 in sales in a given quarter. Build an onboarding checklist so that when your salespeople come on board, they know exactly what they expect. Their expectations are clear and they can come onto your team and start supporting you in a way and generating revenue for you and for themselves in a way that's going to support the bigger picture of the team. So continuing the chat in AI, we're going to say break these 1-year goals into specific 90-day priorities that I can complete in Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, and schedule everything out in a timeline. I want you to notice now how big, scary goals get just chunked down to its most basic form. And you're going to start seeing that an action item may be so small and so minute that you might not even notice that it's important, significant, or difficult to attain. Suddenly, your 10-year plan becomes a lot more achievable. Now, on the weekly basis, I want you to make it actionable because a quarterly plan is great to have unless you have those weekly checkpoints. So weekly checkpoints are going to be the weekly and daily non-negotiables, things that you need to be doing every single week, every single day to be able to accomplish that. So weekly could be, for example, 50 prospecting calls, 2 leadership meetings, 1 video appointment, whatever the case may be, whatever your KPIs actually are that you're focusing on, those are going to be your thing. And then on the daily, we're going to break that down to say maybe it's going to be 5 conversations a day, 30 minutes of follow-up. However we want to break that down. So continuing in that AI chat, we're going to say, I want you to turn these quarterly priorities into weekly and daily action items that I can follow so that I can keep track of it and generate a scoreboard for me to track it. Then you're going to get a full scoreboarded picture so that you can just check things off as you go along. Now, everything is centralized and everything is on one page. Your vision, your 3-year goals, your 1-year goals, your 90-day quarterly actions, and then your daily and weekly rhythm. This page is going to become your compass. It's going to be your go-to sheet for you to be able to see exactly how you're performing on a day-to-day basis. It keeps you aligned, it keeps you focused, and it keeps you accountable. But here's the bonus. AI doesn't replace your vision, but it can actually help you make clear processes, understand things faster and easier to implement. So I want you to use it to refine, go back and make sure that you haven't missed anything, but make sure that the decisions that you make are always yours. Now, AI can be great for consulting, but just don't forget that AI can make things up because it does want you to be happy with the results. So here's the challenge. I want you to sit down this week. I want you to use these prompts, create your 1-page business plan, keep it visible, live by it. And if you want these exact prompt packs for your business plan, shoot me a DM on Instagram. I'd be happy to send it to you. And then you will be able to have a lot more context on how to use these prompts in AI. Don't forget to subscribe. Next week, we're going to focus on building a scoreboard system to be able to track your goals and make sure that you're in alignment to keep you accountable throughout the year.